welcome back. You guys are tuned into the Chappie and Bengals podcast, your daily sports talk podcast. We're talking all things NFL Week 10 recap this week. I'm joined by my co-host, as always, Chappie. Chappie, how are we doing today?
Good, man. Great weekend. We
was it a great weekend?
We pulled off some miracles on the pod here. We did some great things for the folks out here.
I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but we're getting some shit right.
Yeah, we are.
We're getting a few things right on the show. We're just not getting it right outside of the show.
Yeah, for whatever reason. We're still doing the plays. We still are doing those plays. However, we're getting a little excited.
Something about adding just one more leg. One more.
Who does that? Mixing it under. Kidding. We had a lot of unders actually on the card, but a lot going right for us on the pod. Definitely a solid record on the pod for multiple weeks running. Just something different when we get.
We're looking in the right corners. We're finding the right stuff. It is what it is.
The right information with the right play calls and the right ideas, and that's all that matters.
And that's what we're here to do. And guys, if you haven't tuned in before to the Chappie and Bengals podcast, that is what we do. We dive into the data, we take a look at every angle, and then we present the games every week. We talk about them. Who doesn't love talking football? We like to get into the nitty-gritty and kind of just give you the information you need for your fantasy lineups, sports betting, whatever it is. We're here to present that for you. So this week, me and Chappie are going to go over Week 10 in the NFL. We're going to start with that early morning one that we thought was potentially going to be a dud. Turns out it wasn't a dud. It was a little bit better than that. And I thought me and you had a lot of analysis on this game. We went through a lot here. And I think it surprised us a little bit, considering it was as good a game as it was. But what did you think of that first game in the morning over in Germany between the Falcons and the Colts?
Number one, Jonathan Taylor's a god. All right, I just need to put that out there in the universe if people already don't know it. And if you had to face Jonathan Taylor this week in fantasy, good luck to you. I hope it worked out. But yeah, spotting up on 49.5 points right as your first game gets started on the weekend in fantasy was probably not a great feeling. Waking up, you're probably I'm not going to watch that game this morning. No big deal. You turn into your app, you check it out, and you go, oh my God, what the fuck is that? And God help you if you had both a Chain and Taylor on that weekend.
All right,
slate.
Easy, pal. Just because you got them on one team. All right, relax.
All right.
I was actually one of the few people that probably lost with Jonathan Taylor on one of his teams, which is pretty remarkable, but
that's
had a few guys on the bye.
On
the bye, I'll do that to you, but
that's also true. We're cornering out on this bye week situation. It's been a battle. Hopefully, you guys have made it through. Hopefully, you guys are settling into your kind of playoff spots in your leagues. This game was. I think what was funny about it, we called for the Bijan Robinson under 16.5 rush attempts, and guess what happens? Well, OT happens. And he's sitting at 16 attempts going into OT. Obviously, he carries that forward for a couple more in the overtime.
Literally, so half.
We were right on that play. I think we had a general idea of where this game was going. I was on the Drake London plays. That was definitely the play for the day. I think there's something to be said about just going against the Colts defense in the secondary. It's just they give up so many points in fantasy, and obviously sports betting, you got to be on top of that. It's just something that we were watching. Michael Penix, I think attempts was also something that we had thought. So there was a couple things that were definitely there from the script that played out exactly how we thought they were going to.
Almost didn't play out that way. It was kind of...
Yeah, take the OT out of that equation, and I think we're good across the board. Didn't expect this. Obviously, you don't expect a lot of games to go to OT. So, this was kind of one for what it was. But yeah, Jonathan Taylor's just a beast, man.
Yeah.
That's the number one thing.
I don't know where we're at with the whole MVP voting thing, but for me, it's like come on. If we're gonna make it a quarterback award, you might as well label it that way.
Just call it
right?
a QB award.
Just
Agreed.
you got to call it a QB award because as of right now, like I don't see how he's not right there, tops with anybody across the board for the MVP, right? And I think it needs to not just be kind of brushed off as like, oh, this is a quarterback award. If that's what it is, then you label it that way accordingly so we can stop doing this and having these conversations. Because as of right now, I think he's the best player in the league and for his team. Like what he is doing is
Is that the 11 touchdowns in the last 4 games? Is that what's telling
he's
you
had
that?
how
Or-
many games with 3 touchdowns in it? Like it's fucking crazy. So I think you got to give the man his flowers, and if he continues this, I think he deservedly so should be the MVP. Like last time we saw a running back do that was Adrian Peterson. So like I think we need to, if we're gonna say the MVP award is just quarterback stuff, then you label it that way. None of this flip flopping around because he's that guy. But I think there's a couple things to mention off this game. First thing is, the only reason we would have hit that under for Bijan too is because of all the carries from Tyler Algier at the end there. I'm not sure, and this has been a topic of conversation multiple times, I don't get the lack of bell cow usage for Bijan. It just doesn't make any sense to me. The guy's a stud. I think he should be in the game as many times as possible. He should have the ball in his hands as many times as possible. And I don't get why they would pull him out of the game, regardless. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
No, I'd agree completely. I was so happy at the end of that game when it went 3 carries straight inside of 10.
It's just like,
and
Raheem,
you and I were just losing our minds going, oh, this is exactly it. Like, because we know that that's part of Atlanta's offense. And you play into that a little bit, fading on some of that, especially the line was a little inflated as well. Just for a pass, hurt defense. When you have that and Tyler comes in and punches in on 3 straight carries, it was incredible to watch. And I thought, that would have been the game. It's just unbelievable. It was actually a wicked game. I haven't enjoyed these 9 a.m. games. This one was actually pretty fun to watch. So
it was good. Two teams that, kind of trending in the wrong directions right now. Well, opposite directions. Colts are 8-2 now. Falcons are 3-6.
Yeah.
I don't really know what's going on with Atlanta, but there's just no fluidity on the offense. We were just touching pregame about watching some of these offensive schemes and how shit's kind of planned and put together. Atlanta just kind of looks like they're very easy to read. It's like run on first down, run on second down, pass on third down, and Penix is just like heaving the ball. Like it's not. There's no. It just doesn't look like it's well put together.
Well, I feel like Sauce almost had 3 picks, and I was joking. There was one there was a boost on one of the things about a Sauce pick, and I was like, "There's no way that's going to come through." Didn't.
We're not getting the bait.
He set himself up. Yeah, definitely bait. But he set himself up a couple times because it was so predictable where they were going with the ball, right? So there was a couple times when you just kind of felt like you're kind of forcing it, obviously, Drake London's way. You're not really changing too much up on the offense, so it really does become an ability to kind of do, hey, it's going to go this way. It's kind of crash the defender a little or the receiver a bit, and you're probably going to swat this ball out of the way because it's very clunky and it's very slow. And even the time of possession, this game, even though it was in OT, 40 minutes to 26 minutes on possession for the Colts.
Yeah.
There's just not a good, strong, built to drive. And there was even one, I think, Colts possession where they went the entire length of the field, didn't even score on it. Yeah. So it just this, there's not a lot going right for the Falcons this year. Tough watch,
didn't you
too?
Yeah, don't you remember we were texting because on one of your plays you took Jonathan Taylor under rushing attempts, which we were like, never again. Or will we do that? But we're sitting there and it was one of those drives where you kind of watched Daniel Jones struggle a little bit beforehand, and it was like, okay, this isn't working. Let's just give Jonathan Taylor the ball every single play and see what happens. And they went down the field. And then that's when they like miss the fourth down conversion there
Yes.
and yada, yada, yada. But that's what the Colts are, is essentially JT. And it is what it is. But I think there's a handful of teams that, you hit your wagon to and kind of follow them through the year. And the Colts are definitely that team for me this year.
For sure.
Now let's get into, one of the more unremarkable 1 p.m. slates on a Sunday. I will say not a whole lot stood out in the 1 p.m. games. I think the biggest game was the Patriots-Buccaneers, and we'll kind of save that for, later on down the line, but we'll first kind of touch quickly on, I know you were talking a lot of shit about your Panthers over there. Well, they couldn't beat the Saints at home, so we're right back to where we started when I was saying, like, listen, the Panthers are not going to be a viable team there. They're 5-5, just lost to the Saints, who are now 2-8. Not only that, the Saints with Tyler Shuck at quarterback and who they just sold, Rashid Shaheed. And remember when I said take Alvin Kamara under? Of course he went over in this game. So
yeah,
I was
hot
laughing.
takes all the way through. No, this actually was the one game we got completely wrong. Like, and I'll say, you listen to the pod, you go into obviously the channel here, watch the other shows. We were on this. We were on every game except for this one. This was awful.
I
this
was not on Carolina. You were.
I'm a believer of the Panthers. You're saying Kamara under.
Definitely got that wrong.
Completely.
Because I was like, man, you know what? Look at the lines. Like, his line was higher than what he's hit his entire season, essentially. So I'm like, fuck it. But that's just something I'm going to stay away from. I didn't put any actual currency on that, but I thought,
we did not touch it.
But not the type of teams you want to touch.
I think I said Bryce Young for 2 touchdowns based on the.
You did. You were all over that.
Nothing. Just awful showing. I don't want to
see when they think you have when they think that they got you, they let you down, and that's how it's always going to be, right? But I mean, aside from that, nothing much to be said. Olave had a big game. That was great for fantasy owners. Like, you get a little bit more confidence in him. But it was also the Panthers, right? It was the Panthers. Who knows? Saints are going to be the exact same team.
Yeah, I don't know if I believe in the Panthers as much anymore after this, but it definitely knocked it down a few. I do think the Panthers have improved greatly. I think they have a lot more weapons on offense. I think their defense has improved. I think this is a team looking in the right direction. However, this was like, you couldn't have shoved my foot further into my mouth after saying I believe in the Panthers, and then this is what happens. So, like, come on. We got some Panthers fans out there that may be like, oh my God, yeah. That's what we like to hear. We got believers now. No, it's doubling it back, taking it back.
Same shit. But that's enough of that one. Let's talk about another game where, well, I think I got this right. I would consider it I got it right, but like, it's Jackson Dart, the Bears, the Giants. I said take the Giants. I was on it, and then of course when Dart goes out, which I had also said weeks ago, his play style is just not going to be sustainable. The guy's electric. I'll give him that.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He's electric. Yeah. He's been wicked for fantasy, and he's doing it with fucking nobodies. He's literally thrown it to Darius Slayton out there, Theo Johnson, like a bunch of dudes. That's just scraps at this point. And he's rushing, and he's getting shit done, and it's crazy. But also, they just fired their head coach, Brian Daboll, which, I mean, probably rightfully so, considered they've blown 4 games where they've been leading with, like, hardly any time on the clock, by double digits at times. I think it's time for the man to go, for sure.
And it also shows that, like, and it's kind of crazy, but if you have this injury happen, guy leaves the game, you're up, and then you lose, then, like what you've said many times to Zach Taylor, it's kind of on you, coach. Like, at this point, if you're letting the game slip away. How are you making this guy
run? Like, how are you not being like I've done this shit in high school football. when my quarterback gets knocked and it's like you're on the verge of being concussed, like, dude, we're not running the ball like this anymore. Like, that's wraps on that. So you can pack that up. Like,
Yeah.
Dable's, he's just like on the brink. He knows he's about to lose his job. So he's like, fuck it. Let's just run Jackson Dart a million times
Yeah.
in because this kid's saving me. Like, nah, man.
Well, that's what we said
coaching.
malpractice with Jaden Daniels. Like, at some point, you kind of got to, like, evaluate what the fucking thing
what's
is
important.
and how you're protecting your asset, your, like, main guy left. Like, literally the only guy left in this trio of young studs. And you're like, let's just fucking run this out to the wolves at this point. Like, I don't know. It's obviously his play style. We talked about it. It's super aggressive. It's going to catch up to him. It obviously has. But this is where you kind of go, like, yeah, like, you kind of read the room a bit. Yeah, I don't know. It just feels like it got, I don't know. It wasn't a good thing. One thing to say, yeah, I know you had called the 4.5, said that it was going to be tighter, even regardless of the injuries.
Giants would have won that game outright if Jackson Dart stayed in the game.
And I think you're close on that. Like I said,
Russell Wilson sucks, dude. He is
Russell Wilson
awful.
needs to go.
That's a
It's
wrap.
time. It's time, buddy.
As soon as he steps in, man, he's like
Yeah.
quivering in the pocket, doesn't know what the
Yeah,
fuck to do. It's crazy.
It's funny. I feel like he presents like he's serviceable, but and at this point, there's a reason that he's just been switching teams. Like there's not much left here, and just not really able to do it. And it's kind of like trying to do something that you can't do, but I respect the effort. Just not there, and not with this team that just doesn't have any of those assets that can kind of cover those flaws, right? So that's the other side to it. But yeah, this is I still think, and we had mentioned this, we were on top of this as well between the run game as well. Who pick your poison between Monangai and Swift, and wasn't sure who was going to get the volume. Johnson even came out early, I believe it was on Saturday or Sunday, and kind of mentioned that we're going to go with the hot hand for the game. So if we're seeing effort kind of come through, we're going to go with that. Funny enough, Swift carries 13 carries, 80 yards, doesn't get the touchdown. Nangai gets a touchdown. Caleb Williams gets a touchdown. So they really did spread it out, as we've said before. That's the Detroit Lions kind of offense style that we've seen. And
that's almost the worst.
The run game. I mean, it is for us, for like bettors and whatever the case, and fantasy. It's very tough to gauge what you're going to get each week.
Well, you got the Swift
was
owners
an example
now.
of that.
It's like he's got the yardage, but he got
what
the touchdown.
What is he going to get Is he going to get the red zone volume, right? So yeah, I think he will still. I think this is going to be a balanced run game, and that's why I do believe in what the Bears have to offer here, because I think they are starting to kind of figure out their persona, their identity, and how they're going to be winning these games. And then Odunze had a very solid comeback week from his shit week the week before. So there's a lot to kind of. I'm still believing on the Bears here, man. I know we're running into a tougher defenses coming up here, and I'm going to be very excited to see what they have to offer against that. But I still really like the way that this Bears offense is rolling. Like they're coming together.
Well, I will say they got to start using some of these rookies. Like Colson Loveland is obviously starting to come into his own. I like Luther Burden too. Like get these old other dudes out of here. Like Zacchaeus, like Komet, DJ Moore. Like what are we doing? Just put the guys that you drafted in. Let's see what they got. Like they got a little bit more juice. These other guys are just no, thank you, man. Get these guys out of there. Stop trying to make it
Moore. I think he left hurt, and the other
I know
side
he
of
got
this
injured,
was like,
but I don't really know what
he had 4 targets, but he didn't catch one of them. So there's that.
He has a lot of that shit too.
No, but I think you're starting to see that. You Loveland had 55, Burden had 51. Odunze
I'm interested
to
see how they do against.
I think they're coming.
Defenses, like I said.
I think they're coming, man. I think it's going to be fun to watch. And
I want to see them hang in there with teams throughout. I don't want to just see some like desperation at the end against the Russell Wilson-led Giants. Like I want to see a little bit more here. Like you got to be up, you got to be competing early and often in these games. And you can't let it get down to the wire. But some honorable mentions for the Giants as well. Like Theo Johnson, 7 for 75. Darius Slayton, 4 for 89. I know he got hurt, which classic Darius Slayton thing. Wando Robinson, 11 targets, 6 for 62. Like, these guys are doing their thing, and I will say keep an eye on Singletary and Tyrone Tracy, because if Dart's not playing, somebody's got to score in that red zone, right? So I'd keep an eye on those guys. But yeah, I mean, aside from that, yeah, we'll see what the Bears are looking. Yeah, nobody wants to watch that on a Sunday, that's for sure. But let's go over to the Jaguars Texans. So this matchup, amazing. Can we put a fork in Trevor Lawrence yet? Like,
It's been done. It's been
the dude is bad.
When's Thanksgiving coming up here in the next couple weeks here? Merry Thanksgiving. Yeah, it's cooked.
These
Turkey's
guys lost,
done.
These guys
Turkey's
lost
done.
to Davis Mills when they were up by 20 points.
Yeah,
That's insane.
yeah.
And if anything doesn't kill your overs more than special teams, like the worst. There's plenty of special teams on the weekend. And in this game too, like Trevor Lawrence was already up. He was handed gifts. And it was just like, dude, you just have to manage the game, collect the W, and get out of there. And they blew it, man. And I don't know how many times we got to talk about quarterbacks getting paid way too much money.
Yeah. See Cohen on the sideline in some of the clips, and he's basically like, he's just shaking his head. Like, it was the same thing that we said about Callahan last week or last year, and it was just kind of like, fuck, is this what I got to work with? Like, this is how I got to do this shit. Yeah,
well,
it's like,
I mean,
you can feel that.
Everybody's been putting an axe in Brian Thomas. He had a sensational end of the year last year, and who's his quarterback? It was fucking Mac Jones. It wasn't even Trevor Lawrence. Yeah. So when I look at it this year, and I'm like, wow, Jaguars are struggling on offense. Well, guess who's back? Trevor Lawrence. Were they struggling last year with Trevor Lawrence? Yeah, they were. So I'm like getting really close to being like, dude, I think he's the problem. He's just not improving.
Oh, he's about to get dropped in Dynasty, and I've held him now for a couple of years, just kind of thinking, hey, it's got to come around. Like,
you're
that
waiting.
Talent, it's got to make its way into the NFL at some point. We've been very much proponents of, like, you know, wait on your quarterbacks, wait on your QBs just to see what's happening. Wait on Caleb Williams. It's, you know, starting to kind of show its obviously its value, but like right now, I see nothing coming of this, and also the other pieces around this team are not sensational, right? Like, there's not, like we just said, covering flaws. Like, I don't know what's been going on with BTJ. I'm telling people to sell in every opportunity that I can say. Like,
I don't think so, man. I'd rather buy. Not for this season. I'm talking Dynasty.
Not for this season. Dynasty for sure. Dynasty, you can buy low, buy low.
Might not be good.
But yeah, long term, it's just it's crap, man.
Yeah, not good. And I don't know. Jaguars, they had such a hot start to the season. They're 5-4 now. I don't see this playing out, especially now with Travis Hunter. He obviously had the season-ending injury. He had surgery, season-ending knee surgery, so he's going to be done. So now you got BTJ, and then you got Jacoby Myers in there. We'll see what this offense can do and what their schedule is going to be like. But you got the Colts, clear front runners in that division now. And then you got the Texans now nipping at the heels of the Jags. Jags are tumbling. So, and I just don't see this course getting corrected either with this team. Just not showing it for me. But Texans on the other side, like, what do you make of them? I mean, CJ Stroud comes back. Are they kind of what they are? Like, very good defensive team, can get after you. It's gonna be a tough game.
They're not awful offensively. Like, that's the other thing. Like, they're a little clunky, but they'll score on you. And so I think that's what it is for me. What the most intriguing story about the Texans is the fact that Joe Mixon has just faded off into the sunset here with this mystery injury. And if you've had him on any of your rosters or stuffed him on an IR, like, it's just, there's nothing here. Like, there was an update here today. I had him in one of my leagues, and it's just like, yep, still no update. It's like, okay, sick. Like, I don't
think you're going to get one either.
Yeah, I think it's all done. I think it's done. I just don't know why they haven't said that. That's the weirdest part about it. So it's like, this team is operating, right? And they're getting the ball back. They're making something out of it on offense. I'm not quite sure what CJ Stroud is. I think he's just a middle type quarterback in the league. Like, I can't really get a grip on, like, what he came out and did in the first season was awesome. But then it's like, what the fuck is it now? It's just not it. There hasn't been anything Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a confidence issue, if there's something else there. Like, I don't know what's going on.
But
yeah,
those
like,
things.
it's just it's a weird team on offense, but defensively, we know that they're just a dirty bunch of fucking guys, and they're they're gonna force the hand of the teams to get it back in the offense's hands.
I will say, like, his offensive line isn't the greatest. I mean, it's tough to play quarterback when your offensive line is bad.
Valid.
So
Facts.
I don't know. They dismantled in the offseason. I think they got to spend a lot of capital in the offseason here to fix that offensive line to get it going. But and go and find some other weapons for him too. You can't just have Nico Collins out there, and I mean half the time he's injured as well, right? Like, I'll give the guy some slack for some of it, but you also want to see more from Stroud as well after he had such a sensational rookie year. But I don't know. I think that's the Colts division. We'll leave it at that, and we'll see. These guys will just kind of be a mishmash of like win games that they might not supposed to, and kind of do that stuff the rest of the year, and we'll see. But yeah, let's talk about a game of your Bills here, Chappie. I'm not really sure.
Let's
what
not
that
talk
showing
about
was,
this
right?
game.
This was brutal.
You know what? No, hold on. Let's talk about this game. So, all right.
Well, we're going to regardless.
Yeah.
So you might as well get into it.
Listen. 3-7. Okay. I understand a loss is a loss and a win is a win. Okay.
Yes.
And I understand the wins matter in the division, but the amount of chirping that I saw online about this win was absurd, considering the season the Dolphins have had, and just everything
from like Dolphins fans alone.
Oh yeah, like I will say I understand it. It's been kind of very dominant. I think Josh Allen is 13-2 in his fucking career against the Dolphins.
Yeah.
But to win once and act like that, fuck. Relax.
Listen, they don't got a whole lot to grasp for right now.
Yeah, relax though.
They fucking
pump the brakes.
Like, didn't you see the Mike McDaniel driving by the Buffalo
driving
thing?
by?
Like,
brother.
Talk about they needed something to feel good about, and that was it. Like, you're selling by driving past the tailgate or the Bills fans,
the
wherever they
room.
hang out.
Yeah.
Come on.
Pitiful, man. I get it to be a troll, and he's definitely that guy. But you are not in a position to troll. You are in a position to get your ass back in the fucking coaching seat and try and pull something out of your ass that you haven't been able to do over the last 2 seasons, and get this team back into contention. Like, this is not the time to be holding that. Like,
he's gonna
maybe
be
I'm
fired
sour
at the end of the year.
Yeah, you're gonna get fired.
He's
Like,
just
maybe I'm
having fun.
sour. Yeah, he's just having a good time.
I don't know.
Fuck,
Did you
wear
see
your
his press
aviators.
conference?
Check out the sun. Like, holy fuck.
Did you see his press conference?
Yeah, I did.
Where they were asking about him driving by, and he's just like, "Man, AI." And the guy's just like, "Well, you didn't answer my question," and he's just like,
"Yeah."
We're like,
"What do you mean,
dude?
Like,
you can't do the Bill Belichick. Like, you need to win games in order to do the Bill Belichick.
Yes.
Like, it
100%.
doesn't work like that." So, I mean, Mikey's just enjoying his last rodeo here.
He's definitely on a last
that's
run
a wrap.
here, and whatever. And I think he knows that something's obviously been said. We'll see if, like, I don't know. You got to just play better. Like, I think, and I'm talking about the Bills. Like, they got to play better. Like, this is one of those situations where it's like you can't get down against the fucking Dolphins.
Yeah, no, you can't.
Like,
but you know what? I think this is like the Dolphins season. It's just one of those you get up for it kind of games, and Bills are coming off hot against the Chiefs.
We
like,
did
that was
say
their
a chain.
get up for it.
Yeah,
we knew he was going to have a day. Like, the Bills suck on run D.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
2 completions,
it's a big hole.
22 and a half. 15 is what the result was. So
now
guys, if you're not listening, start
play
listening.
Out really well for that, and we said Achane rush wreck, and he smashed that. Had a hell of a day, but that's whoever the Dolphins get next week, I will absolutely be taking the opposing team because I just think it was a big game for Miami, and they're just going to be flat the next week.
This is not considered a get-right game. This is considered a blip on a season that's been utterly shit, in my opinion.
Miami's got, 9:30 a.m. game this upcoming week, Commanders-Dolphins across the pond. What a game.
Awful.
What a game.
That's awful.
What a game.
That might be the worst one yet.
I'm still taking the Commanders. I don't give a fuck. Like, I think the
That's
Dolphins are
awful.
going to be a snooze fest in this one. But yeah,
Oh,
that's kind of the Dolphins. That was their game, and the Bills. Man, I've heard a lot of stuff on like the sports talk shows, and people are like, have the Bills missed their window? And I love the jumping to conclusions here. It's
Bills need to
hilarious to
fix their
me.
fucking defense.
Yeah, we know that their defense is it's given up shit, but I also know that they're gonna tighten up down the stretch. Like we're in week 10, man.
Yeah.
Like teams get better down the stretch. The Bills are going to hunker down. They're going to get better. It's Josh Allen. He's a top quarterback in the league.
Yeah,
Like
wait
you're
until it
always
snows.
going to have a shot. And not to mention, teams just collectively, when they come together at certain moments in the year, that's what drives their success. Philly last year looked like Philly this year in the first half of the season. Then they turned it on. Like teams just need to hit their stride, and the Bills can do that too. They're still 6-3, so everybody needs to just pump the brakes on that one. It's crazy.
Yeah, they're writing off a team. I think you know what it is. It's just the Patriots coming alive and being what
Fair.
they are this season. It's given that these guys
Everybody
are
likes
back.
the new shiny toy, right?
I've just been getting Drake May highlights all over my feeds these days. And
Fucking
just like
cute.
Pats fans getting it back on the train, which I respect. I do. I like it's been a
Respect
tough
that,
5
really.
years. It's been a tough 5 years for
Tough
that.
5 years. You know what I have to say to
Yeah.
that?
Yeah,
You're
tough 5
right,
years, a
tough
great
5 years.
fucking 20 years. So fuck off. But yeah, like at the end of the day, yeah, fuck that. I think the Bills are still going to take this division.
They'll
Yeah.
be fine. They'll be fine.
Yeah.
And they got a big matchup. You know what I'm stoked to see? Big matchup against the Patriots in New England coming up eventually, and I'm stoked to see that one. But yeah, let's talk Ravens-Vikings next. Ravens won. Not in the most convincing fashion, I'd say. I'd say this was an ugly showing for the Vikings. But I also came on the show, I said, give me the 4 points with the Ravens. I like them. I think they're a better team. Obviously, with the Minnesota showing against Detroit, like I said, I'm just fading the teams after big division wins and in spots like that. Like, I just think it's a good play. The Ravens are a good team. They're very successful against the NFC, at least Lamar Jackson is. It wasn't really convincing, but defense made a lot of plays. They made the plays they needed to, and they won the game. What do you think about this one?
No, we had said that the Ravens were going to take this. We believe that the Ravens are on their comeback story for the year. Ravens are going to be tough for the rest of the year to kind of beat up here. So we'll see. Obviously, their secondary is brutal. That's the one thing that they're really struggling with right now. But having
Handled it
Lamar
pretty
back
well
is
this
so
past
important.
game.
Yeah, I know, but still, like it's too much, man. Can't be giving up that many points.
Well, I mean, like, fuck. When you look at the matchups, though, like, really, what do you got the top teams. They all have their strengths and their weaknesses, right? Like, if I get the Ravens in any matchup right now against anyone, like, I'm not afraid of anyone. Like, the teams that are the best right now are, like, I feel like are on the NFC side. But,
Fair.
like I said with the Bills, teams get it together and then they find their strengths and they roll with it and go from there.
Yeah, no, the Ravens are going to be, I think, a wagon here for the last little bit here, and like they've already, like this team with Lamar is just a different run team, and they control the game so much better, possession wise. Like they don't give up a lot of opportunities on the ball, and they don't give a lot of teams the opportunity to control the ball. So once they kind of get that, then it's like over to Derrick Henry. They can make quick plays happen. They can extend drives. Completely different offense with Lamar, and you're seeing that. The record, I say next week, is going to be 5-5, and I don't even know who they're playing, but there's a feel that that's happening.
They play
Who
the
are they
Browns.
playing? Browns? Yeah, tough matchup, but yeah, I'm still taking the Ravens.
Fair. I mean, I would too. But, yeah, considering the Browns lost to the Jets, but we'll talk about that in a second. I mean, hey, They were favored a couple of weeks ago to win the division when they had like 2 wins. They were 2-5, and they were still favored to win the division. You obviously are seeing why, and we saw what the Steelers are, right? Like we see what the Bengals are.
Up. Yeah.
So it's just a crapshoot right now in that division. And FYI, breaking news, if you guys haven't heard, but Joe Burrow is designated to return from IR, so that'll spice things up a little bit more. And his target game, apparently, is the Thursday nighter Thanksgiving game against the Baltimore Ravens. So, I mean, hey, Joe, if you want to come back and put on a show for us, by all means.
Some fucking games in between.
I'm here for it, baby. I'm here for it. I want
honestly, a Steelers loss next week would be a pretty important
huge,
pretty important game.
But I mean, like, hey, like, look. If you just beat the shitty Jets and the Bears at home, you would have been in a good spot. But no, you had to fuck around. So it's laughable, and I'm sure every Bengals fan out there feels the same way I do.
I plugged in Pat Freiermuth and Kenny Gainwell.
Oh, absolutely. I will be smashing that immediately.
Without a doubt.
Yes, and we'll talk about that on the preview show. But I think right now my head with Joe Burrow coming back is kind of like I think we all collectively don't want Zach Taylor's job to be saved. That's the only thing I'm worried about right now. And obviously,
I think they still make a move. If he can't do anything, and it's just still.
I can't. I can't have
Bengals
him come in and save the coach's job again. Like I think he needs to go. Like if they imagine that he came back and they made the playoffs. Like imagine that. That'd be insane. It'd be insane.
You are dreaming. You are.
I mean, hey, it's still a toss-up in the division. You got to win this week. But, like, football's football. That's why we watch it. It gives us that hope because anything can happen. But that will be wicked when he does come back. But let's talk about that Browns-Jets game. I took the Browns here with the 2 points. I think safe to say Cleveland probably should have won this game. They gave up 2 special teams touchdowns. 2 special teams touchdowns. Yeah, you're probably not going to win a game doing that shit. Does anybody want to see Justin Fields' stat line from this game? This is a winning quarterback stat line.
Yeah, I want to hear it.
6 for 11, 54 fucking pass yards, 1 TD, 1 interception. What?
That's awesome.
That's a quarterback right there.
That's all time. That's like a reception line.
Insane.
I got 11 targets for 6 receptions and 54 yards with a touchdown. That's what that sounds like. Reversed. That's insane.
Fucking nuts. I think we've established he's not a good quarterback in this league. Hell of an athlete. Phenomenal athlete. But just 100%. Not going to be a good quarterback in this league. It is what it is. Garrett Wilson went down, injured again. So he's going to be tough. I mean, might save you a headache for the rest of your fantasy season, just keeping him on the bench anyway.
How did the Breece Hall undergo?
Don't want to talk about that. I mean, to be fair, it was money all game. He had 2 runs of 20-plus yards. The rest of it was like 1 yard, negative yardage the entire way through. And I couldn't believe it, man. He popped that last one off in the 4th, and I was like, dude, this is ridiculous.
30 yards of fun. Yeah, I was
so
laughing.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I was close. I was here. I was in the right spot, but special teams touchdowns and 2 breakaway plays broke it for me. But we were close.
Valid.
But there isn't really much to talk about. These 2 teams are going to be vying for that number 1 draft pick. It is what it is. Not much to speak on. But let's talk about that Patriots-Buccaneers matchup now. A lot better. Mm-hmm. Mr. Drake May continuing the show out. We obviously got Travion Henderson showing out. Bucks starting to trend in the opposite direction here. Igbuka had a big game. Baker's looking a little pedestrian. Bucks kind of coming back to earth a little bit here. They had that magic in the first month, but now it's like, okay.
Shit. Just play it back. Go into the channel, play the last pod, go to the Bucks Patriots
Well, we
game.
looked at the matchup.
Nailed it.
And we knew that the Buccaneers were vulnerable in the secondary. And we know they're a decent, run defense. We know the Patriots are a great run defense. So what happened? I said Rachaad White under. He went under. And his line was only like 42 yards. Like,
Yeah, 43 and a half.
but I think that's also the biggest thing that's wrong with the Buccaneers is they're just, with Bucky Irving out, it's really hurting their offense.
Yeah.
And it's starting to show. They got through a bit of it, but now it's really starting to show because they just don't have that balance. And Rachaad White's not going to do anything against the Patriots' run defense. So, I mean, hey, we called it. We knew what was going on. But Patriots are 8-2, man. Like, shit. It's pretty crazy. And have you seen the rest of the schedule? I don't know how many times we got to talk about this, but it's some Mickey Mouse shit. They're going to be playing some easy teams.
What's your boy Jamal? Yeah, that guy's probably enjoying this shit. Probably
I bet he
talking
is.
mad shit right now.
I told him enjoy the first round exit in the playoffs, though, because that's exactly what they're
I
going to do.
do think that that's where it is going to trend. I don't.
You know who these
I don't
guys
think
remind
this
me
team,
of? The Chargers of last year.
Yeah, getting an easy soft schedule up until it bounced. Yeah. No, I agree.
Till they gotta play a game.
I don't think it's this year. I think it's going to be developing over the next few years, and they're still going to kind of build around this. But if you look at the raw assets, right, and that's the thing. Like that's what I'm trying to like look at. They still got a lot of work to do on offense to kind of build out this team.
But I mean, fuck what they're showing right now. It's
Henderson
very
is looking awesome. I had mentioned to you that was a extreme buy window. That I think is officially closed. I think Vrabel's going to just lean here for the rest of the season. I don't know,
man.
Stevenson.
I think when Ramondre comes back, it might be a little split action.
I don't know,
Vrabel's
man.
just petty like that.
There might be, but I'm getting the sense that this is going to kind of it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle, and I think whoever's playing better. And these two games have shown that Henderson knows what's up. And he can play in this offense, and just got the opportunities. He's now got the carries. He's got that the zhuzh.
Fuck yeah! There you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, 14 carries, man, 147 yards, 2
tutties. He's not playing any tough rush defenses coming up, so.
Well, no, this was one of them, though, right? Like this, we had talked about.
Bucks. I'm saying, like after this, though, so nothing's gonna keep him on the bench. Like,
I think they're solid, man, and I think he's gonna kind of lead this offense with May in the backfield. Like I think this is the change there. Now, do they have the weapons on receiving? Yet to be determined, but buddy, when you're just getting dotted every single time and completions are happening to that efficiency, things happen on offense. So. No, this team's playing well on defense. Team's playing well on offense. We're gonna see it. We're gonna see it come around. I think this Patriots team, unfortunately, they're coming back. I don't think they've arrived just yet, but I can see that. I can see the train in the distance. And
I'm gonna let that play out. I'm just gonna let it play out. We'll see what happens. Yeah. But let's talk afternoon slate. I will say this was a brutal afternoon slate. Every game was an absolute blowout in the evening. Funny enough, all the scores, 40. They all look identical. Cardinals,
44,
Seahawks,
44,
22. Lions, 44-22. Rams, 42-26. Like, it was over pretty quickly in these games. And I think the only game I didn't think that was going to happen was maybe the Rams 49ers game, but even then, it's you're not expecting it to get out of hand like that. But I mean, the shitty thing was it kind of blew your overs if you had them because the games were blowouts so fast, and we ended up taking JSN under. And I just feel like that South Park meme where Stan's dad just got the nuts in the wheelbarrow off that one because who in their right mind would do that? But he went under. But that's only because the Seahawks had 2 defensive touchdowns in like the first half. The game was gone.
Oh, they went up. They've been getting, honestly, first half points for the Seahawks. It might be just a wagon to take every single week right now because like they're putting up 14 in like 6 minutes. Yeah, like it's absurd.
Probably won't be this week though. This is going to be a wicked matchup. We got Rams Seahawks this week. That is going to be a fun one.
This is going to be a great game.
This is going to be a great game. I can't wait to watch that. Two of the teams I've loved watching this year. That's going to be a great matchup, and for the division lead too. So it's going to be a big one. But Cardinals thought they'd have a bit of a better showing. I mean, when you give up 2 defensive touchdowns, you can't really hang in a game. So I can't evaluate that game properly, right? Because it is what it is. Like Brissett's throwing the entire way, and we're looking at the
Called
narrative
that, though.
like, like he's gonna have to throw the entire game. Trey McBride is just his numbers have been insane with him. So all you fantasy owners out there, I'm sure you're enjoying that.
Yeah.
And then Seattle's just doing their thing, man. But Rams 49ers, that game was a lot closer throughout, and then kind of tailed off. We thought the Rams were running away with it quick, but 49ers, man, I think they want to get Brock Purdy back. They're still a good team. Are they as good as the Rams? Definitely not. I think the Rams are one of the best teams in the league. And I'm just in awe, man. Every time I watch them play football, like that coach, that team, I'm just jealous. I'm jealous. They just know what they're doing, you know? When you watch
You know
them.
what it is? It's just Matt Stafford is such a G, man.
He is.
Like
But so was McVay.
He's such a
Like,
dog. He's just such a fucking QB. Like
it's insane.
he's awesome. I was like just watching him. He's 37. Like he's just fucking twirling the ball. Like just incredible throws. There were a couple plays. There was a seam to Devontae Adams. It was just fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
Like just chef's kiss type of stuff. And like he just does that, man. He gets in these spots. He can still make a play happen out of nothing, even now. Just such a veteran too.
Yeah.
It's just so fun to watch. But yeah, this team, and we knew this. Like we had said that this team going against this really bad secondary in the 49ers was going to get a little bit shit on.
Yep.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. We just didn't know how vast and widespread that shit was going to be. And this entire offense got work. Like, this entire offense got work against them. So,
Man, listen,
yeah,
credit to
crazy.
the 49ers. They're battling a shit ton of injuries, and it's...
That's been the past
I
couple
don't know,
seasons.
man,
We
like-
had said the window for them is like, last year we thought it was like closing in on being like there, and honestly, again, this
They
is
lost all
like,
their fucking guys, man. Like Fred
Yeah.
Warner, Nick Bosa,
they're
all
just
these guys.
constantly going through this injury battle, and it's
I
like
don't know how they
6 and
do
4.
it. They're
Like,
still 6-4 with
yeah.
Mac Jones at the helm.
It's-
That is truly
It's
remarkable.
tough, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
Mac
it's
Jones
crazy.
is playing really well though.
He is.
Like
he is.
Purdy, Mac Jones, Purdy, Mac Jones, Purdy, Mac Jones. Like I could flip a coin right now. Like that's how I feel about this.
I
Like,
still
it's-
think
it's
Purdy
not
gives
that
him
far off.
a little bit more juice. I'm excited to see when he comes back, just how they look, because I want to see what this 49ers team is. Their defense is going to be vulnerable. I will say that's probably, where you're going to be starting players against them in fantasy. Like, that's a matchup you're trying to eye, and same thing with bets. Like, I just think they're very vulnerable to giving up points right now. So, aside from that, Rams are a wagon, man. They're going to be awesome to watch the rest of the way. Then the Lions-Commanders game, obviously without Jaden Daniels. Lions, we knew that they were going to go in there and put belt to ass in this one because they got embarrassed the week before against the Vikings, and this is kind of a Dan Campbell spot. And man, they're humming. Jahmyr Gibbs, huge day. Amon-Ra, unfortunately, they just stopped going to him. Didn't need to. They started to incorporate Jameson. Jameson Williams has been getting a lot more now. So that offense is using every weapon they got on the field now. Washington's got a weak defense. That was an easy one. Played out
we had
exactly
said
how you thought it would.
Passing attack, Jared Goff. We had said 2.5 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Gets 3 passing yards,
straightforward.
320. I think the line was 257. Cash that.
The hardest thing with the Lions is figuring out if it's going to be a Jahmyr Gibbs game or a
run or a
fucking
pass.
Amon-Ra game. Like,
Yeah.
you just... And the last 2 weeks, the week before, I went Jahmyr Gibbs, and it was not Jahmyr Gibbs. And then this week, I went Amon-Ra, and it was Jahmyr
We
Gibbs.
said that as well, right? We said
It's
David
so
Montgomery,
annoying.
Jahmyr Gibbs. This is going to be one of those rush attempts games where both could hit. We said that, clock that shit, done, right? So 15 and 15. No, it's crazy, man. I think it was 14.5 for Jahmyr Gibbs. I think it was 11.5 for David Montgomery. Both hit that easily.
Yeah.
This team was up. They weren't giving it up. That's what happens. Like, Dan Campbell's a lunatic when it comes to this. When he gets up, he just steps on your throat. Like, it's just like, I don't care, starters, whatever.
You gotta also-
He doesn't bench his guys.
You gotta
he just
remember-
fucking goes off.
So when I was watching this, I clued into it. I was like, oh, dude, the Commanders are the ones who beat them in the fucking playoffs too. So of
Valid.
course he's gonna want to get back here, right? Like
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna
how
bury
they
you at 3-7 in the league right now. Yeah,
exactly. You
very
knew that was a
true.
get back game. And then, I mean, that was the afternoon slate. And, I mean, nothing better in the Sunday Nighters, Steelers, Chargers. I don't even think I watched the second half of this game because it was ass. Steelers looked
Yeah,
very
this
pedestrian.
game was ass.
It was awful.
Like we had said. So this is the other game that we got wrong. Was Justin Herbert going to throw for 340 yards and have 3 touchdowns?
No.
Holy shit! This was the slowest,
Stats aren't going to
most
tell you that.
awful game that you could watch. The pace of this game was just horrific. Nothing about this game was good.
There's no
Nothing.
rhythm to it. Nothing.
And Kamani
Nothing.
Vidal just got every touch in the world.
Yep.
Like
It
I
was
think he just
Vidal,
had the whole entire game.
It was McConkey. He had a game 4 for 107 and a touchdown. Steelers just not a good showing at all. Not a whole lot from the Steelers. Jalen Warden 14 for 70. Rodgers 161 yards passing, 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown. Just not great.
The Bengals have a chance.
Oh man, don't say that to me. Listen, I just want to watch
Just
Joey
blow
B
it
come
next
back.
week in the fourth quarter, and there it is. But
yeah,
no, Joey being back will be refreshing. Obviously,
that's
week
if
14,
he even comes back, depending on where we are.
Well, it all depends on where they are in the season. If it's a chance, I'm sure he'll be suiting up. But if it's not, that guy's 100% resting that.
Yeah, and then we got the Monday nighter last night, Eagles Packers. That was pretty awful too. Very defensive game. I mean, hey, listen, we're not just here to watch
Mixing
I
and
know
under.
I know fantasy and sports betting and all this shit has just made us obsessed with the overs and points and shit like that, but like sometimes you can appreciate a hard-fought game that's just defensive and this and that, and that's what this game was.
You know what the other side of this is? For all of those offensive plays that don't transpire, you can bet defensive players.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
You can also bet
remember that
unders.
other part that I've been talking about for the past couple of weeks? You can take tackles and assists.
You can.
You can cue in on how much the defense is actually playing well.
Yeah, you can.
So there are overs in the world on the flip side of the ball.
You can also just take unders. That
you
is
can
an
take
option.
unders, mix in and under.
That is an option. So, and this game was kind of that. I think I said I liked Devontae Smith's line because I felt like he was the safest option. He hit on his yardage anyway.
I showed you my card.
Target.
My card was great last night, and I'll hang my hat because I don't. I guess insurance only comes in the second half. That is what it is. That's fine.
So I also went to bed for this game. Game was awful. Screw it. Had to get up for work. I'm like, I'm not even going to watch it. I woke up to Chappie's message saying he needs Dobbs to get a bunch of catches or whatever. And then I also got the Romeo Dobbs questionable to return message right next to it. And I just laughed my ass off. And it was that kind of night. Definitely that kind of night.
I'm looking at it. I'm like, holy shit, Devontae Smith, 30 some odd touchdown, a 36-yard touchdown. Holy shit, I got the longest reception for Devontae Smith. Holy shit, they're going to carry the ball. I'm going to get attempts here for Saquon. And then I go, shit, they got the ball back now. They just got to go to Dobbs. Like let's make this happen. And then in that instance, I go to Twitter. And honestly, I can't remember who was calling the game, but they go in that instant. Roman Dobbs is not on the field right now. He's, I believe he's questionable with a chest injury. I was like, oh, okay. All right. That kind of night. Everything's looking up. Coming up Millhouse. Nope. Turning it around. But
brutal. And it was a shitty game. I don't know what to make of, the Eagles and the Packers right now. I'm a little bit more concerned about them because you lost Tucker Kraft, huge part of that offense. I already said that Jordan Love is like, he struggles in a lot of these areas. Now they clearly had to lean on Josh Jacobs heavily in this game, but how much of that can you do? Like at some point you need to get receivers and passing involved. So going to be keeping an eye on Jordan Love here. See what he can do, because I don't know. Packers are not going to look the same. But Eagles are kind of in the same boat. Their offense is a little spacey too. I don't really know when they're going to hit their stride, if they will this year, but we'll see.
I think I have been
Kinda is what it is.
very much right on the A.J. Brown fade since I said it in week whenever it was. Because he has been rather...
He's going to have some big games, though, man. It's
Yeah,
very matchup dependent.
That's what I think it will be from this point on. It will be spikes in volume, spikes in value, and then just kind of fade into nothing.
Like,
and
look
I think
at the
that's just how
matchups.
this offense is rolling. Like, they just get these boom, and Devontae Smith has been taking over. Like,
No, he's been good, yeah.
He's
been
getting
the most
the looks.
consistent.
I had mentioned that he's going to be kind of turning into the wide receiver one over the next season or two. I think it's coming early. Christmas might have come early for you.
I still think there's going to be a obviously shared volume here, but he just seems like the more consistent option now. Anyways, like he is
right now
his
on
line
contested
is
catches too. He's solid,
consistent all the time. Yeah, no, he is. But I look at their matchup right now, and this is the reason I want Eagles on my team. Is look at the end of the year slate for them: Detroit, Dallas, Chicago, Chargers. And then you look at getting to the fantasy playoffs. You got the Raiders, the Commanders, and then the Bills. And then Washington again. Like, pretty soft schedule for them to put up points and get this offense going at the right time. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm expecting a little bit more out of their offense down the stretch. But, I mean, that kind of wraps up majority of the slate here. Chappie, you got anything else you want to add? Based off of kind of what we saw this past week?
Honestly, the divisions are starting to take a little bit of shape. This is gonna be a fun end of the season. I know we're kind of past that halfway mark now. This is gonna be a lot of fun. I'm very curious. The most fun is gonna come from your division. Like that's where I think it's gonna be just entertaining as fuck to watch, because all these teams have been so hurt. Everything's been going up and down with this team. Can't trust the Steelers. Browns is what they are. But between Ravens and obviously the fucking Bengals right now, it's just a crapshoot. It's kind of like who's hobbling to the finish line first. And I'm just excited to see it. I think it's going to be so much fun to watch.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And especially, you throw the wrinkle in with Burrow actually coming back potentially here. I want to see what this team does. Are they going to get up for a game where it's like you got an MVP quarterback waiting in the wings, ready to go? So I'm ready for that. So I couldn't agree more. Another division is like the Chiefs division. Like they're kind of neck and neck too. I know the Broncos got the Chiefs this week. Like that's a big game. I want to see how that plays out. And then same thing with Buffalo, watching them, see if they can keep it toe-to-toe with the Patriots. And then that game being a big one is probably going to be for the division, that game. It's going to be spicy. But I want to kind of like, what's a player you're looking for to have a big half in the second half here? I know we're kind of past that halfway threshold. Do you have anyone you want to keep an eye on, kind of fantasy related here, that stands out at all, that you think's going to kind of have a big second half of the season?
Honestly, I've been trying to mull over, not necessarily that I think it's going to have a big second half, but who are players that are going to potentially win you like a playoff round that are really falling under right now. I've been looking at this all day long. What's your take on Bucky Irving? What do you feel about Bucky Irving right now?
Well, I mean, he's wicked. I think he's
awesome
player,
right? So there's so much injuries that have kind of plagued this right now.
Yeah.
But get Bucky Irving back in a playoff roster.
Yeah.
And what does that do for your fantasy team? I think that is just huge. And the value right now, because of what this has been for fantasy owners, where it's like 6-7 weeks of no IR, has been sitting out every game with not a lot of detail. Owners are getting fed up, and they're ready to sell on this. So I've been mulling this over. I don't know if it's the right time to buy. If you go out and redraft leagues and buy this guy, is that a league winner? Is that someone that's going to kind of tip the scales?
I would think so.
I don't know, but
so
he's got to be healthy
with his injury.
It's so
right?
speculative.
They haven't really given, like, it keeps getting. You thought
tough.
It was like 4 weeks, and it's been a prolonged.
It was going to be
time
2
now.
weeks, and now it's turned into 6.
Now we're here, right?
Yeah, that's why it's like. But right now, it's like if you're looking at a guy in the leagues that could maybe tip the scales here, and you're in a good spot, you can kind of go out and afford to pay for that. I think you do it. I think if you have the assets, it's kind of one of those. If you can get a 20 fantasy point average kind of guy, and for cheap, like Rashee Rice was this. Like a lot of owners didn't want to wait the 7 weeks, right? And I think they're happy with what they've gotten. So it's kind of like finding that sneaky dark horse type of player. And I'm looking at Bucky and I'm saying this could be the guy. So
Fair.
Just wanted to get your take on that because that's who I've been looking at, but I'm not quite sure.
I got him in one of my leagues in the IR position, and it sucked because they're just like teasing a potential return every week, and I'm trying to slot him in because I'm so deficient at running back, and I'm like, he's such a consistent player, and like we were talking about with the Tampa game, I think he honestly is what makes that whole offense kind of tick.
Yep.
So I totally agree with you. But one guy I wanted to spin out there, I don't know if you guys paid attention to the news today, about J.K. Dobbins and a potential IR candidate for him. I was saying, because we were talking earlier in the season, it was like R.J. Harvey, what do you do with him? I drafted him early. I'm sure a lot of people drafted him early to be kind of like this starting back, and he looked promising. Well, now's the time. If you actually held on to him, he's going to be going through waivers a lot of times. He's going to be the Broncos' workhorse. And we saw he's been getting more and more volume every single week. I think he's going to be a great player to have down the stretch. So if you held on to Harvey, I think it's going to pay dividends on the back end. But that's one guy I wanted to keep an eye on. And if you can get him somewhere, jump on it. Because
Yep, agreed.
Awesome. Now, I think that's it. We're going to wrap up the show there. Chappie, you got anything else you want to add?
Like, hit, and subscribe. Appreciate it, guys.
And thank you. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll have our preview show out end of the week for you. Enjoy the rest of your week, but appreciate you guys tuning in. It's the Chappie and Bengals podcast. We will catch you guys on the next episode.